All right, we're back. Another edition of Johnny Cox Coach's Show, episode 6. We've been rolling pretty good on this. A couple changes this week. We've got our offensive coordinator, John Grinde, here to highlight some of the spring ball, what we got going on here soon. So let me introduce John Grinde, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you getting on here.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard you had a new addition to the family. Is that true?
We did recently.
Not a child, is it?
Nope,
Okay,
nope. Still got the two kiddos at home. They're a ball of joy, and then we just added a new puppy to the family. So,
what kind of dog do you end up getting?
Irish setter. So,
Okay.
a lot like a golden retriever, but super calm right now, but starting to get some hyperactivity.
I'm sure as it gets comfortable around the kids and around the house.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. She's keeping us busy.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you've got more responsibilities in your life.
Yep.
Hopefully that keeps you off the golf course. I know you spent a lot of time out there last year. So. Well, good.
Try to.
Tell us a little bit about your recruiting areas. I know we bounced you around a little bit.
Yeah. So being here 4 years, I've kind of recruited every area that we hit, but mainly Salt Lake City in Utah, and then Phoenix, Arizona, kind of the northern part, West Valley out there.
Yep.
So I'll also hit Colorado Springs a little bit coming up. I recruited it my first 2 years here, and then just always trying to find that best spot for us. So.
Yeah, no, you've done a good job building the relationships in those areas, and I know you'll continue to find all the best players and get them up here to campus. So, well, good. Well, let's talk a little bit about spring ball. Like you said, this will be what, your 5th spring ball here at Fort Lewis?
Yeah.
Long way from that first one that I heard so much about.
Probably 3rd real spring.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5th spring for sure. It's been good. Our spring model is really fun, I think. From what I've seen, it's we get the 15 practices in, but we do a lot of the fundamental base work. We try some new things, and but it's really just competitive as heck. Getting guys out there and fighting every day for spots and playing time, that kind of thing. So
yeah, no, it's spring ball. I would say up here, like you mentioned, competitive is the word that I think of, and we get our individual work in, especially in the springtime. But we love those team periods and getting after each other, inside run, and really seeing the guys, seeing who wants to take a spot and who can produce.
Yeah.
I know you've got a couple guys returning this year. Anything new with the offense that we need to know about? Anything people should look for at the spring game?
It's always going to be personnel based, right? And we run our offense based on that. Is what can our players do? So we're changing up some personnel groupings, getting guys in different spots, and really focusing on those guys' skill set. So some personnel changes will be kind of the main thing. Schematically, we're going to try to get great at what we do. That's always a big thing for us on offense. We will change up some tempos and things, and get some different things going as technology grows too, right? We've had the iPads that are allowed on sidelines now, and then they're talking about coach to player communication through the helmet. So that can change some things as well. That hasn't been cleared, I don't think, fully yet.
Yeah, I mean, all the other rule changes were beneficial for the offense, so I don't know why they wouldn't let that one go through. So.
It's an offensive game.
Definitely. Well, good. What about some players to watch? Anybody returning that you're really excited about? Any newcomers that you expect to have a big year?
Yeah, we've got a lot of really good young players. I feel like every year we've really recruited a more talented group as a whole. I think on both sides of the ball, really. But yeah, returner wise, Mikkel's our left tackle. He's was an all-conference selection. He's really done a good job. Cale Collins is a returning true sophomore tight end. Kind of had a late breakout season.
Yeah, those last 3-4 games, maybe he really popped off.
Yep, really came on strong there at the end. And then Solomon Latimer is kind of a staple in the receiver room. He's been a 2-year starter for us, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him go.
He's a threat in the red zone, man. He's tough to cover.
Definitely
got to be aware of where he's at every time we get down in there in jump ball territory. Got to look out for him.
Yep.
What about the positions? Anybody in particular? I know quarterback has a lot of reps in there. Offensive line, you've got some great growth coming in. What are you really looking forward to?
Yeah, as a whole, I really always like looking at the position battles.
Yeah.
Just in general, you talk about quarterback, there's going to be 3 or 4 guys getting a ton of reps this spring. Running back is packed right now, potentially going with a couple backs in at the same time and just getting guys more reps. I think ultimately the position to watch is tight end.
Okay.
We do have I think we've got 6 in the room right now, and 3 of those guys played last year, and the other 3 were either redshirting or maybe had some injuries that held them back a little bit. So seeing a ton of competition, I think there's a lot of talent in that room too. So we're really excited to get more of those guys on the field, see what they can do.
Good, got it. So 22 personnel,
Yep.
32 personnel. I
Yep.
definitely got to look out for everyone. That's
Eight
good.
gap power, baby.
Yeah, A-gap power all the way. Well, good. Well, keep an eye out for some highlights coming up from the different practices throughout the next couple of weeks. We'll be on spring break next week, but then practice will get rolling, and we'll be going 4 times a week, I think, after that,
Yeah.
all the way
Yep.
through to
Hitting it
April
hard.
18th. On April 18th, we will have our spring game. Definitely want to start planning your trip down here, especially if you are a class of 2027 recruit. We'll have a junior day that day for you to come around, check things out, work at camp with some of the coaches, and then you can watch the game afterwards as well. So really good opportunity. Put it on your calendar. Make sure that you're coming to check us out. Also, we've got a Nine and Dine event centered around our spring draft, which is always a big event for the guys. You heard Coach Cox talk about it last week, but you've been putting together some golf for the guys. What are we going to expect out of the Nine and Dine event?
Yeah, so we're going to start that afternoon. We always do the draft on a Wednesday before the spring game. Kind of gives them a couple days to get their teams organized.
Yeah.
So it's really a fun event. The best thing I think about it is it really shows guys where they're at within the draft. Their teammates draft them, and kind of some peer evaluation there. So, but yeah, so we'll have over at Hillcrest Golf Club right across the street here from campus. We'll do a Nine and Dine, and I believe it's $80 a player, but trying to get some foursome groups together. Really we're gonna blast out some marketing for it, but want to get some of our young alumni and community support out there. We'll have some games on the course. It's only a 9-hole round, but it's early in the golf season.
Yeah.
Should be great weather. I think we'll shotgun start it around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we'll have some barbecue over there. So you'll find me at the barbecue buffet for sure.
Yeah, you'll find me on the putting green trying to practice, figure out what to do.
Yep.
That's good. Well, appreciate you putting that together, but keep an eye out for that. We'll continue to post that and advertise it through the show, but we'd love to have a lot of different groups. We'd like to have some of the older alumni, some younger alumni, now that we've gotten into year 4, year 5 here. I know that some of those seniors can come back and start enjoying some of the fundraising events that we've got going on. So,
Yep.
what else is going on? We were in here the other day, saw Max's, went
Yep.
and watched you guys max out, hang clean, bench press. I saw the numbers. There were a lot of good increases in there.
Yeah, a lot of jumps. I think Coach Stick said we only had 6 total that did not hit a PR.
That's good.
In the whole weight room, and that's really huge for our guys just to see that growth. Even some of the freshmen, their last max was like 3.5 months ago.
Yeah.
So for them to make big jumps like that, so it was fun to watch though too.
The energy in there's been
huge
good,
energy.
man. Yeah,
Great
it's
energy.
been really good.
Yeah,
fired up for that. So on top of that, we've got Night of Champions coming up this Wednesday. We'll post a video about that. Hopefully, see some highlights from the guys working on their big squat, and had some great sponsors for that as well. So keep an eye out for that video coming soon. All right. All right, questions of the week. Are you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay.
Put me on the spot.
We had John Owanski ask, what books should your players be reading over the summer? Anything that you recommend to the guys?
You know, trying to get an 18 to 22-year-old kid to read is pretty hard, I think.
Yeah.
But no, I like focusing a lot on sports books and,
Mhm.
and kind of leadership oriented things. And I'm always looking for stuff that young men would enjoy. But the one I read most recently is called "It Takes What It Takes."
Yeah.
That would be my first book I'd recommend. It's a real easy read. I think it's 120 pages or something. But it's all about kind of sports psychology and that's becoming more and more prevalent. But I think it's a ton of good content of, there really are no shortcuts to success.
Yeah.
That it does take the work. Obviously, you can spin it different ways. You can work in different ways. But ultimately, if you want to be the best at what you do, you got to do what it takes.
That's good.
So
I'll add one on top of that. Have you ever read Legacy about the
I
New Zealand
have.
All Blacks?
I
That's
have.
anybody who's coming into a program. I definitely recommend reading that one.
Yeah.
That's
Sweep the sheds.
Sweep the
I
Sheds.
love it.
It's a great read. So,
Yep.
all right, one more. The internet had a question a couple weeks ago, probably a couple months ago now, but one gorilla versus 100 men. Okay, let's put that into a Fort Lewis context. If you had Mike DeLapp versus 100 Zach Gomos, who are you taking?
Wow. I'm taking the 100 Zach Gomez.
100 Zach Gomos?
Yeah.
Running circles
He's
around him?
just too fast.
Yeah, he's too fast.
That's it.
He's tougher than he looks.
They're
We gotta
going to
give him
wear
some
Mike
credit.
out pretty quick. 100 Zach Gomez, that's a lot of speed.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Well, good. Well, we appreciate you joining us. Really excited to see what the offense puts out there this spring and continuing into the summer. So keep an eye out for the offense. Hopefully come check us out at the spring game. Don't cheer too hard for them, but we're really fired up with a lot of the talent that we've got coming back this year.
I think we get more competitive than the players do sometimes. So inside run is a very intense period.
It's a good period.
Yeah,
Definitely want to come check out.
Yep.
Well, good. We like to break it down every week. So if we could, let's get a Skyhawks on 3.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Skyhawks. Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple of videos of John that I took.
Don't post those.
Yeah, just watching him unlock his car.
Coach Grinde fucking 8:48 a.m.
Drops his keys.
Where you been? Spill coffee.
You're a creative genius, man. You're the super producer.
Oh,
so if they're coordinated, it's okay.
Yeah. No, if you go one at a time,
Toast.
it's definitely the gorilla. But if you get like 10 of them surrounding it and then they just pile it on, like the gorillas are going.
Heavy breathing. I think Mike is going to win that battle.